Yo! So today I'm going to give you a nice little introduction into a topic that is super important, especially if you are a 90s hip-hop head. If you're a fan of Pete Rock and songs like Searching, this is the classic stuff. Or if you're a fan of Ski Beats and some of the stuff that he did on Reasonable Doubt, you're probably very familiar with a technique called filtering, okay? Even if you're not aware of it. But basically what filtering does is it allows you to automate the movement of a filter to sort of maybe bring a bass line or a sample in and out of the mix to make things evolve and more resonant, and it sort of creates movement within your music to make an otherwise repetitive sound a lot more interesting to listen to. So for a few examples of this technique, search like The Main Ingredient by Pete Rock and CL Smooth or the Searching song by Pete Rock and CL Smooth. What you're going to hear is that dynamic of the filter. So this is what I'm going to show you how to do today. I've got an example loaded up over there on Maschine, and I'm going to show you how to utilize filters to create movement and more interesting dynamics in your music, and to sort of emulate a technique that was super popular in that 90s style hip-hop that we all love. My name is Rob. I am the author of Maschine, the Hip-Hop Beatmaker's Missing Manual, the #1 guide in the world for you as a Maschine producer if you want to get from 0 to 60 on Maschine quickly and learn how to make album quality beats. You can grab it, it's in the description. But for now, we're going to jump on over to Maschine, and I'm going to load up this example and show you exactly how to utilize this filtering technique to create more interesting dynamics and create movement in your music to make things a lot more interesting to listen to. This is that classic 90s stuff, alright? So let's jump on over there and do it. Okay, alright, so before we get started, I want to make sure that we are on the same page. Quickly, I want to reiterate to you, or explain to you, the best ways in which to use the filter, Maschine stock filter, and sort of what all these different parameters on here mean. And then I'm going to jump into a specific example where I utilize them in the context of a beat. Basically, the point of filters is to remove a slice of frequencies from an audio signal. Alright, so there are a few different types of filters. There's a low-pass filter, which allows the lows to pass through, the low frequencies to pass through. So it's cutting out the high frequencies. There's a high-pass filter, which is the opposite. It allows the highs to pass through and is cutting out the low frequencies. There is a band-pass filter, okay, which is basically like a combined low-pass and high-pass filter, so that the only things that pass through are the frequencies right at the level that you set, so the lows are being cut out and the highs are also being cut out. And then there's a notch mode, all right? And the notch filter basically is the opposite of a bandpass filter. So it cuts out the sound at the set level and allows everything else to pass through, okay? So the ones that you're typically going to use a lot are the low pass and the high pass filter. And I'm going to show you and explain to you in the context of a electric piano that I've got working. And then we're going to move on to how I'd utilize this to create that wah-wah sound that we talked about, all right? So the first is a low pass filter. So in this case, it's going to remove the high frequencies out of this sound, all right? So let's go ahead and do that, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is starting at 0, and then we're going to slowly sweep the filter up. And as we sweep it up, as you can see here, more frequencies are going to open up, all right? So instead of it cutting out everything with a filter like this, it's going to only cut out everything above this set-off point, all right? So let's listen to see what this effect is. So I know if you guys are probably familiar with that sound, it's utilized a lot as well, all right? And then there's the high-pass filter, which is the exact opposite, all right? So we are allowing the highs to pass through. We're going to cut out everything below this set frequency point. All right, and then there's also the notch and band pass, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm only going to explain and do the demonstration with these two. Right? So the next things that you see are the resonance and the modifications. All right? Do not worry about the modifications for now. It's just going to make things a little bit more complicated. Know that this is basically allowing you to append another set of parameters that's going to make the filter a little bit more complicated by adding some low frequency oscillation and increasing other things that you really don't need to worry about because they're not that important. The most important thing is how to get that effect that we talked about, that wah-wah sound that you are so used to hearing inside of 90s music, all right? It is really anything. Like Daft Punk utilizes this technique a lot. So basically, we are mostly working with a low-pass filter and the cutoff point set to about, wherever. We'll decide that later. And then a moderate amount of resonance. Resonance basically is going to increase the overall the amount, the decibel range, or it's going to increase the amount at this cutoff point, all right? So instead of it just being a clean cutoff at this point, increasing the resonance is going to increase the slice of frequencies at this cutoff point. It's going to boost the decibels at this point. So it's going to create a little bit more of an effect, a little bit more of a dramatic effect at that cutoff point. It's going to make it a little bit more dramatic as you're about to see, all right? So let's go ahead and recreate that sound. What I'm going to do is sort of sweep this filter back and forth like so, and it's going to create sort of a wah-wah effect on our sound, all right? So let's listen to this. And as you can see, if you do it within time, it sort of creates movement within your sound and makes things a little bit more interesting. So that's that wah-wah effect. What we can do is utilize our automation controls in Maschine and record that pattern in and sort of make it a unique effect within the overall context of the beat. So I'm going to play this beat and I'm going to come up with some ways in which we could use a filter within this beat to make things a little bit more interesting. And that's typically the point in which I jump in and grab my filters. Right, my filters are more of like a creative tastemaker in my mixes, and especially during the arrangement phase when I'm trying to break up the monotony of what I've got going on. I'll duplicate a pattern and create two versions of it, one with more movement, and just so I have more things going on in different places in my beats. I don't want the same repetitive pattern the whole entire time. So listen to what I've got going, and I'm going to jump in here and mess around with some places in which we could utilize that technique that I just showed you. As you can see here, there's some pretty cool sounds going on, but like I said, I need to break up this monotony to sort of make sure that, as you can see here, we've sort of got like a build going on. I want to make things more dramatic and more evolving, and that's where I'm going to utilize the technique that I just showed you. All right, so there's two places in which I like to use that technique. On the main melody, and you can also use that on the overall drum group to sort of bring things out and in at a different time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this original pattern. As you can see, I've got the same pattern tracked out across every single placement within the mix, all right? So I'm going to duplicate this and create a second version of this pattern in which I'm going to utilize that filter technique, all right? I'm going to use it right there. And I'm going to just record this and automate this filter parameter, all right? So all I'm going to do is press and hold the auto button, and I'm going to utilize that. And basically, Maschine is just going to record the movement of this knob and play it back in the way that I record it, all right? So it's super simple. So let's go ahead and do that, and we're going to have an automated filter sweep. So I'm going to count it in by pressing shift and record, and then I'm going to press and hold the auto button and record this little automated element. So the transition between the two is a little bit dramatic, so I'm just going to copy that original pattern and make a third one. And then I'm going to sort of open this up a little bit more in this pattern so that by the time it transitions to this full pattern, it sounds a little bit better. So I'm going to record in this next automation. All right, so this transition into this original melody sounds pretty decent right now. All right, so what I'm going to do is make the E's into this drum pattern, this drum group, a little bit more subtle. All right, and I'm going to do that by low pass filtering everything, so you can only hear the super lows. And then I'm going to open it up just like I did before. So I'm going to duplicate this pattern, create this second version, and I'm going to do the same thing that I just did to the entire drum group. All right, so let's practice, and then I'm going to record it in. Alright, so that's basically it, you guys. That is the technique of the filter sweep. Super popular during the 90s. Like, for example, you can go ahead and search, like, Pete Rock searching. Like I said, a lot of Pete Rock sounds, a lot of Pete Rock beats, like The Main Ingredient, and a lot of that type of other really classic golden era sound utilizes this technique. Just because, as you just saw, it's so simple in order to create more movement and more interesting things going on inside of your beat. Right? It makes it more subtle and allows the flow between different scenes and the arrangement a little bit more smooth. All right, and it creates something interesting going on inside the music. Okay, so we covered those topics: the low pass filter, the high pass filter, automating everything within the beat. All that stuff is super important. We covered the resonance parameter that allows you to boost certain frequencies at the cutoff point. Just know, guys, that there are no rules in anything that you do. You don't have to follow the exact techniques that I am doing. Just trust your ear and utilize what you think sounds best in music. All right, at this point, though, obviously, you're serious about learning the more advanced techniques and concepts within Maschine to create better music and create better sounding things inside of the Maschine environment. Okay, you're serious, obviously, about developing your music and your music career. If you're the type of person that wants to quickly master Maschine's creative workflow, if you want to get yourself to the point where you can utilize techniques and effects like this to be able to bust out high quality and really creative beats on Maschine without even having to think about what to do, then I recommend that you go ahead and grab a copy of my book. It's called Maschine, the Hip Hop Beatmaker's Missing Manual. It's an 89-page in-depth guide into Maschine that's going to teach you everything that you need to know from beginning to end to master Maschine's creative workflow so that you can make great sounding beats, okay? This is the only in-depth guide in the world that's focused on teaching you the skills that you need in order to make release-ready beats using the Maschine platform. And here's the great news. I normally sell this guide for $49, okay? But even at that price, this is still a steal, considering you paid over $500 for your Maschine, and this is the guide that's going to help you understand how to utilize it to improve your sound and to make the music that you wanted to make when you first started out on Maschine, okay? So it's worth $49. But over the last few years, I've sort of figured out that the more people that get their hands on this book, the better that my brand becomes, the more growth I have, and the things that I'm doing. So I'm going to hook you up with a deal with this book today. You can grab this book today, a digital copy, a digital download of this book for literally $1, okay? Just the book. No catch, there's no hidden tricks, literally $1. Okay, so click the link in the description of this video to take advantage of this deal now. If you're watching on the blog, okay, there'll be a link below the video. Go ahead and grab your copy of this book because it's going to be the smartest investment that you've ever made in your music on Maschine and your music career. Make the music that you wanted to make starting off on Maschine. Improve your sound and improve your music career. All right, so let's jump on over. This is what you're going to land upon. This is the page that you're going to see when you click the link in the description. You're going to be able to see more information about what's inside of the guide. A lot of information there. Click the yellow button. You're going to enter your name and your payment information, and like I said, it's just the book. No catch, no hidden tricks. You'll be up and running with your digital copy of this book in just a few minutes, all right? So again, my name is Rob. I am the author of Maschine, the Hip Hop Beatmaker's Missing Manual, and the creator of the Hip Hop Rally blog. Subscribe to this channel to make sure that you continue to get new, relevant, high-quality, and in-depth content on Maschine that's going to help you take your sound to the next level, all right? So I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.